All right. We are now at part 2. We realized we were getting close to our cutoff is 30 minutes. We had to switch it to part 2. So we're now at part 2, and we just wrapped up our LeBron, Kobe, NBA efficiency, everything rant, which all stemmed from the dunk contest.
Yeah.
So basically, but at the end of the day, I'm with you though in the same thing where I want to see LeBron dunk contest because we know he is right now. I mean, his level of efficiency on the basketball court is insane.
I just think LeBron just needs to do it once for the fans. That's it.
Exactly.
Just whet our appetite.
Yeah.
We'll never ask for more.
How good has the NBA been to you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so just be good.
It'd bring other people out. Maybe Blake Griffin does it again. But Flight White, I think, is going to be a real guy to watch. I love that dude.
Totally agree.
He's an incredible guy to watch fly.
I watched one of his dunk contests on YouTube before, yesterday, actually. I think it was him versus, I think it was Gerald Green. I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
And it was fun to watch. I mean, they were both just fucking throwing down.
Flight White's he's just so effortless. I mean, the way that he flies through the air. He just used to do under the legs dunks and warm ups before Cincinnati games.
Nonchalant,
nonchalant. Like other guys, they're going up and they're putting down dunks, and he's just putting it under his legs, for a dunk as if nothing had ever happened.
Yeah,
and it was seamless and it was fluid and it was just breathtaking and effortless.
Well, we'll see if he can carry that over, which I'm sure he will, because I think that's kind of exactly what this man was made for genetically.
I agree.
So we will see how that goes. Is that next weekend? Next Saturday night?
I believe so.
Prime time, maybe.
TNT.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully there's less Kenny Smith.
No, I love Kenny.
But
Kenny's my guy.
It was too much. It turned into All-Star Weekend was like the Kenny Smith show, and I was like, all right.
They all just kind of go off script and do their own thing.
Dude,
it can get a little
Kenny.
obnoxious at times, but ultimately the spectacle itself just wraps up and they get on with the show.
No, I totally agree. All right, we only have a couple more things. Basically, Jason Williams just airing some laundry today. I was talking to you.
I didn't get a chance to read that New York Times piece.
I was more telling you than anything. Just Jason Williams. I read the New York Times. He had a big long piece in the New York Times about Jason Williams and his road back and how he's this ESPN analyst, which is great for him and everything like that. And he's good at it by all accounts.
Yeah, he's very good.
Yeah, he's a great analyst, and he was an unbelievable college basketball player. But it's basically about his road back, because that guy almost literally had his leg amputated, is lucky to be alive and walking again, and better yet, be fully functional, take plays, pick up basketball and stuff, which, I mean, his leg was so fucked up that he wouldn't, I guess they said it took years for him to wear shorts.
Oh, definitely.
Because he didn't want people to see it. It was that, he just was so, I mean, that's how bad it was, that he was that self-conscious about it. But anyways, he talks about, he aired some dirty laundry a little bit, which I thought was a total Duke move. Just so not cool of him, you know what I mean? You're like, yeah, that's cool, this guy's cool, good for him. And all of a sudden you do that, and you're like, yeah, this guy went to Duke. He talked about players looking at girls in the crowd and sending the ball boys up to them. Yeah, and
common practice with the NBA.
Yeah, and then exactly. And then how do you think these NBA wives got their shows? And then
exactly.
And then he talked about players smoking pot and whatnot. It's like, come on. I mean, what? No one cares about that.
Most of the league, I think a lot of people would acknowledge that a lot of NBA players smoke weed.
Oh, I mean, I think it's, I don't...
That's not to
that's not an admission. It's just a shrug of the shoulders and you go, yeah.
It's just how it is, It's a part of the way the NBA
is. It's the culture of the NBA. That's the way that is. And
yeah, certainly.
I mean, and recently I saw Bill Simmons he had his PEDs column where he just talked about players get tested 4 times a year.
Yeah, and after that they're just ready to go and can do whatever they want. So.
Yeah, but I mean, who knows if every player gets tested actually 4 times and you don't know. You know what I mean? It's
hard to say.
So who knows? But it's just. So did they just overlook? I don't know how it works. I've never really looked into this. But do they just if you test positive for marijuana, which I'm assuming, or do you get a heads up on your drug test, which I know you can flush it out pretty quick if it's just a piss test?
I don't know what these NBA guys do, but let's just say you're not seeing a lot of suspensions.
You're not. Yeah.
It doesn't really come into play very often. The suspensions are minimal. It doesn't affect gameplay.
No.
The fans shrug their shoulders. Everyone just moves on with their lives.
Yeah, exactly. No harm, no foul. So, I mean, I think marijuana is a pretty harmless drug for the most part. So,
and just Jay Williams doing that, it's like, who is he to just rat out his teammates? And why now? And just,
how long was he in the league?
2 years, and because he made a stupid mistake. riding a motorcycle.
Yeah.
There's no one to blame but himself, and that's not what this is about. Like I applaud his efforts for, turning his career and his life around by doing something else with basketball. But you don't have to call your teammates out like that.
Yeah, totally agree. But he basically also said that he was pissed off at them for never visiting him in the hospital. Like, he said how they always preach family and this and that. And it's almost like, was this sort of just like me? There was clearly some animosity about that because
I'm sure he just had a life-changing experience. His teammates who thought would have his back weren't there for him. I get that, but he's also got to realize that he had a selfish thing that he did by turning his back on them, by ruining his career and his ability to play basketball with them. So maybe it's, shared animosity. You have no idea what the situation is. It's terrible to hear that didn't happen that way either way.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think, dude, that way to do a mute sneeze right there. You guys don't know it, but he just sneezed, and it was really impressive how just he had that in stealth mode. All right, well, I think if you want to mention real quick, we both go over here. I'm like, man, I just read this Frank Ocean profile. It's worth a read, I'll tell you that.
Oh, you got to check out this Frank Ocean piece in the New York Times today. I can't think of the writer for the life of me right now.
I don't know either, but it was New York Times Magazine. It was some good New York Times, man, just putting on a long-form journalism display today. We are just dropping them twice today with the Jason Williams and that Frank Ocean piece, but it was really, really good. Talks about I was laughing, though, because it was like, talk about him as this unbelievable artist and how he's
the best.
Different dude. He's great. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Best concert I saw in 2012.
Oh, really?
2012.
That's awesome. I didn't get to see him in concert. That's sick.
Both.
But yeah, great album. I know that. And they talked about his creative process, and he's a different kind of dude. You can tell by listening to that album. And so but he just goes like, but then at the end I was laughing. It was like how smart he is, everything like that. They give him unlimited freedom to make this album. And then it talks about at the end, like, they just bring up this beef with Chris Brown, which instantly it was just like, fuck, there's the human part of this guy. Because it's like, he's even not above that bullshit. Like,
a lot of it stems from Chris Brown basically, comparing him to other copy songwriters because Frank had gotten some of his chops by writing songs for other artists. Yeah. Chris Brown compared him to other, names that you hear in the background as copy songwriters that the public generally isn't aware of. And of course, Frank, wanting to be a solo artist, took issue with this, and they aired their grievances on Twitter. This was back in 2011, and now it just results in all this crap. And Frank performs with the Grammys tonight and everything, and it should be great. I heard he's doing Pyramids, the full long 9-minute version, and he wouldn't have it any other way. He said basically, I'm going to perform what I want to and perform it my way, or I'm not performing at all. I'll just sit in the audience.
That's his MO, though.
He
basically told his that. He told his record company that
he does what he wants and he gets it his way. And I think based on the quality of his work and what he's put out there, who's to speak against him at this point? Demanded $1 million from Def Jam and got it, and
that's not confirmed. But the guy's like, I will not confirm or deny. He's played the fifth on that one. The exec from Def Jam.
Yeah, pretty hilarious that Frank just got his way on that. But Frank's he's a presence, man. His voice is powerful, live especially. That confirmed it for me.
Yeah, he's solid. I don't know. I've not heard him live. I'm very much looking forward to doing so. But yeah, he's very enjoyable. I enjoyed the new album. It's great.
Definitely.
So I think our podcast went reasonably well. How do you feel about it?
I think it went decent. Strong to quite strong. It's Ben Stiller and Meet the Parents for his portfolio,
I'd say strong
to
quite
strong.
I will second that. All right. Well, thank you for listening. If you tune in for the second part of this, and hopefully you guys come back for our next episode, which is hopefully stronger to quite stronger. And I am Pat Flynn.
For Scott Phillips, check out poorscholars.com. Check us out on Twitter and Facebook as well. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for reading. Until next time. Peace. You got it.